So Sama is the first in the sixfold discipline. Then the next one is Dama, self-control. Um, the words for Kapila Muni list discipline like truthfulness, cleanliness, austerity, restraint, and disciplined service to the Lord. So what Prabhu is saying, discipline service to the Lord automatically give you the other pieces, right? Because you have to be truthful, clean, and you have to belongs to the service mode. And service mode itself, when you are doing service or job, you have to be self-controlled for your desires, right? That's how even we are doing the office. We can't do whatever we want. So if you have the service mode towards the Lord, the self-control in any ways would come, right? So that's the the sixfold discipline. The third one is the withdrawal. That's very interesting. I'm sure all of you are the senior one, experience that when you have, and this is specifically experienced by the first generation devotees, when you have a non-devotional relationships initially and then you move to the devotional world, slowly that non-devotional relationship who is sort of they are engaged with more material, they would stop connecting or interacting with you slowly. Even with the very close family members, maybe you are calling your mother on a daily basis. If your mother is non-devotee, then that daily would become the weekly. Your friend who is get together weekly, it would become monthly and go on. So this withdrawal we experience. Once you start getting the test in that, you don't need to initiate this. Withdrawal would automatically come. You automatically don't want to go to the places, or people don't want to come to you as well. Neither they like you nor you like them, not in a negative sense, but they feel that this is a very good person. I will go when I will in trouble. People will join you, your sangha, when they are struggling with their life, but otherwise you will experience this automatic withdrawal as an outcome. We all experience as well. And also, there are some sort of practical practices what we can think of, like creating a protected zone where we are sort of phone free japa. And one I would like to share, right, the last 30 minutes of our sleep, if it is phone free and if we are able to think of some of the pastime of Lord while sleeping, one is it's very interesting. It's like a story, like we used to have my mother, dadi, nani, right? So it's a very nice story. Pick up a story, just start thinking, and this process would be go to sleep. You will feel it's a very, very nice experience. So try if possible. But that's the third one. And the fourth one, we are going towards the titiksha, tolerance. Now, another thing is when Prabhupada is setting up, and I'm saying Prabhupada because I'm aware of him, but there may be even coming from the past lineage. But what Prabhupada is mentioning, or there in his instruction, that we are calling Mata and Prabhu. Now think about this. It's a small practice, and it's a very big impact in one sense. Tolerance, you have the greatest tolerance towards your mother and the Lord himself, right? What you are doing, you start calling Mata and Prabhu, which is somehow in the back of your mind mapped with something which is a greater authority, and you don't want to insult. So you are calling Mata, Prabhu, and automatically you have to build a certain kind of tolerance. Tolerance in a sense that you don't want to sort of fight with someone who are calling him Mata or insult him or create a friction, right? That's sort of practice aspect. Also, once you have the calmness, self-control, and the attitude of withdrawal, tolerance is automatically is the case because your tolerance is more related to the ego. Because someone is not following the way you want, you feel, you. Now, once you are in a withdrawal stage, you really not have that sort of direct issues, right? And now we are moving towards the what we call the Shraddha or faith, and that's where we start our journey. We want to go ahead and we want to worship the lotus feet of our spiritual master, and obviously the God. The prescribed duty and what we call the surrender towards the Lord is a more refined version of the faith, right? How we identify that our faith is strong, how strong surrender we have, how less the term bewilder, I think. If something happen, how we shaking, how much we are sort of trying to control things. And it doesn't mean that we will not do things. We need to do everything what is needed. But are we reactive or we are responsive, right? I mean, if we need to do anger, that's perfectly fine. We have to, anger is needed many times. Your child is there and you have to be strong and angry maybe sometimes. But is it coming out of reaction or it is coming as a response? And we have that idea that this is the time where I should be angry. So faith is when we have how solid our surrender is, how much we are able to map that activity, event or the object with the Lord's will. And then whatever coming in our mind, logically correct, we can go ahead and do that. So that's the surrender, and the final one in the sixfold discipline is the focus. Now, focus is not just one truth. We are servant of the Lord and our enjoyment is in the same, right? So focus is when your mind is attracted to the enjoyment of the Supreme Lord. That's the focus. It's not like a focus on one object or one thing. You are focusing, or your back of your mind is asking all the time that what I am doing, is it something which Lord likes or dislike? So that is what is called the focus. Even in the modern psychology, there is a book called, I think the book name is Focus itself. What it is saying is the quality of your life is dependent upon where you focus and how much you are able to focus on. And where we need to focus, that we know, right? The question left is that how much we are able to focus on, right? So even in the modern science, and many of these things modern science is getting agree now, right? They experimented to someone who is meditating on Lord or something else, and they are looking to this, they are checking using technology to see the calmness in the other material object. Obviously they can't go beyond that. But even in the modern psychology is accepting that the focus is going to change the life. And obviously focus towards the Supreme Lord is everything what we are looking for. Now the last thing, mumukshutva. Mumukshutva is the intense desire for release from bondage and attainment of the Supreme. Now here I start getting a little emotional as well, because actually it's ultimate everything above we already have in some percentage. Viveka, Vairagya, the sixfold disciplines, everything is there in some percentage. So this is, I'm just depicting that everyone would have maybe here and there, but we have something. And somehow we need to keep looking to as well that what is missing and we need to get it refined. The question is that how much intense desire we have for the Lord. Intensity. It's like this. Suppose we have to go to a place where we always wanted to go, right? That's a destination we always want to travel. It's a tourist destination, but since childhood we wanted to go there. How much plan we make? How many checklists, right? Itinerary and everything. To the extent that that destination, we keep roaming around in our mind all the time, right? Now we also know that there is a destination we are looking for. And this destination would require certain level of focus, certain level of vivek, vairagya, disciplines, right? Are we giving enough? If we just create this intense desire, everything else would be settled down. And just to prove that, I want to bring this verse, chapter 2, Canto 2, chapter 3, verse 10. Let me open that. It is talking about akam sarva kamo va moksha kamudarthi tivren bhakti yogen yajet purusham param. A person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desire, without any material desire, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the personality of Godhead. So, we don't have any excuse, that's what I'm trying to say. Even if we are looking for material desire, then we should say Maya is holding us and all those things, we still should have the intense desire for the Lord. So, whether it's a devotee or non-devotee, there is one direction what we all need to look into that, and let's pray that this intense desire would sort of pop up in our mind, or all of you would have that, so it is further evolved and further strengthened. But with that, I am closing my discussion today. Please comment, suggest anything.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for wonderfully explaining. Any questions, Prabhu? Comment?
Viveka presentation.
Huh?
Very high level. Viveka.
I like the check points.
Checkpoints, right?
It
Yeah.
kind of gives you a reality check that this is
Where
already
do-
where you are.
Where do we stand?
Yeah, where do you stand?
Right. Prabhu, yeah, Prabhu. Actually, I liked it. Very nice, Prabhu. Very nice presentations you prepared. And the comparison, I didn't thought about this, but you put it very nicely. The comparison of both the letter, right? So okay, whatever we said that okay, you want to achieve something by Ashtanga Yoga. We have something better than. And one thing which you pointed out also in your class is that Prabhupada gives us a structure, right? Structure, if we follow the structure, means he gave the process that okay, chanting, worshipping, then engaging our senses. He gives services, he gives festivals. So he gave that overall program under which we can gradually, as we engage into it, we can come about. One thing which I personally experienced when I was first come in contact with ISKCON, we never need to do anything, or we need not to put some endeavor to reach to a next step. You follow? If you follow the process as you have indicated, as we follow the process, if we chant, then all those green bar will going to max out, right? You are not trying, when we said that okay, you stay away from and follow regulative principle, but Prabhupada had given so much other attachment, so actually it will follow automatically, and then the devotee develop the higher states, you know. And that process is gradual, that process is automatic. As long as you have faith in this process, then one can gradually gradually all this bar will actually fill in, you know.
Yeah.
So that's one common.
And also one point is we were referring about the focus, right? How much focus we have.
Yeah.
So I was reading into another class where the same 6R stuff. So Baba Mahadava, right? To how do you cool down that wildfire? Come out of the wildfire. Can it rain for some time? Can it go away? There are three things, right? One has to be prolonged rain. Then
Correct.
it should be continuous, and then it should be also intense.
Right.
Only those three things, then you can develop
The
clarity
taste.
with the taste
Correct.
for Krishna.
Wonderful, wonderful. Actually, Kunti Maharani, you know, just extension of Prabhu's point, Kunti Maharani said that there are two things, right? If someone do that, they can achieve Krishna. Versus that consistency in the sadhana. That if you can, whatever sadhana we pick up, whether it's chanting, deity worship, anything, whatever from the 9 limb of bhakti, any of the limb you pick up, and then you can do it consistently. Means you can do it consistently. And then second, with the focus, right? Consistency and focus, if that two things comes, then by practicing any of the limb, you can make your life perfect. You know, Prabhu. Yeah. So that's
And
nice.
Prabhu is saying, replacing the test rule, and this is we have seen in our practical life as well. Removing is not, at least in Kali Yuga, that it looks like it's not possible, right? So you are engaging, suppose in a social gathering, what you have to replace that. If you are sitting idle at home, maybe you control 1 week, 2 week, 10 week, and one. So what Prabhupada did is that, okay, replace it with a higher test.
Right.
And that replacement is everywhere, right?
Correct.
Little food practices, and how tasty food prasadam we are eating, right? The only little practice that calling prasad, right? When you start calling prasad, you all automatically want it to offer first, right? So even someone else is giving us, we thought, okay, we don't know, we can't go ahead to offer our, but you bow down to that prasad that, okay, this is my prasad. A little thing,